We can now bring in our international affairs editor, Philp Turle. Philip, good afternoon. Good to see you. Now, the British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak says that the whole point of this policy is to deter migrants from making the crossing to the United Kingdom. Will this policy, in fact, deter people from coming?
Okay, so I'll start by giving you some figures, shall we, to put all this in perspective, if you like, Delano. First one is that according to Home Office sources in 2023, there were 67,000 asylum applications in the UK, including 29,000 from people coming from boats coming across the channel from France. Now, that is a big figure, much more than the UK wants to be able to deal with. If they're going to start sending these asylum seekers to Rwanda for the moment only has a capacity of taking in 200 asylum seekers. That's 0.7% of those who are applying for asylum in the UK. So it's pretty clear that to those who are trying to get to the country, we've seen this disaster today, a terrible disaster in the Channel where 5 people have drowned, including a young child aged 7. It's not going to deter them trying to get to the UK for several reasons. The first one is that many of these asylum seekers speak English. The second point is that many of them have family members who are already in the United Kingdom. And the third point is there are no identity cards in the UK, so it's easy just to disappear into the woodwork, to work on the black and to get a lifestyle there much more easily than it is, for example, here in France. So those are all pull factors for these migrants who've come thousands of miles to go to the UK. They're not going to stop in Calais and say, oh, I might be deported to Rwanda,
Exactly.
therefore I'm not going to go.
Why is Sunak doing this then?
Well, I think, I've been looking at this from all angles for a very long time, and I think there is an element of this being a gimmick. And basically that's because there are elections coming up this year in the UK, and the Conservative Party, which has been in power since 2010, looks set to be completely devastated in the polls with a landslide victory for the opposition Labour Party. Rishi Sunak, before him, Liz Truss, and before her, Boris Johnson, have all come forward and said this Rwanda policy would stop the boats coming across the channel. Remember, that was one of the phrases of the Brexit policy. We're going to take back control. We're going to stop illegal migration to the UK, which has even gone up since Brexit was enforced in the UK in 2020. So this is the government saying, well, we're actually doing something. We're going to start sending these migrants to Rwanda. We're going to get these planes off the ground before the election to try to win back some support to see if they can pull it off and get a new term in office. But it's a very long shot for Rishi Sunak. And for the moment, it doesn't look as though there's any chance that the Conservatives are going to pull off that election win.
Thank you very much for that, Philip. Philp Turle there.